Hola muchachas! Today we're going to review how to use the verb gustar to discuss our likes and also to review sports. The verb gustar is kind of a special verb. It doesn't work exactly like hablar or bailar. And so we're going to be focusing on the two verb forms that you typically see gustar appear in, the singular form gusta and the plural form gustan. We're going to practice that in this presentation, and this should be a review of what you learned in the last class. Please take out your whiteboards and a whiteboard marker. If you don't have a whiteboard marker, please ask the substitute for one. You can put this presentation on pause while that gets all sorted out. Okay, so if everyone has a whiteboard marker, what I want you to do is to write the correct form of the verb for the question, do you like baseball? I have the question written out here. You just have to write on your whiteboard the form of the verb that would make this correct. When you are done, please raise the whiteboard up in the air so that the sub can see that you have an answer. You should have written gusta. ¿Te gusta el béisbol? Is how you would ask, do you like baseball? So we're going to try the next one. This question is, do you like the Oakland A's? Which verb do you think you would use in the question, do you like the Oakland A's? Go ahead and write it on your whiteboard and then raise it high so the sub can see that you've written an answer. You should have written gustan. ¿Te gustan los Atléticos de Oakland? Means, do you like the Oakland A's? So, you might want to ask somebody this question before you decide to become their friend, because I know that we have a lot of rivalry across the bay. You're asking, which baseball team do you like? And we have two options here. For this question, which verb would you use? Would you use gusta or gustan? Again, write this on your whiteboard and raise it up in the air when you are done so the sub can see that you're ready. The correct answer for the question would be gusta, because equipo de béisbol is singular. It's a singular subject. ¿Cuál equipo de béisbol te gusta? Which baseball team do you like? Now, to answer this question, you have two options here. You have los gigantes de San Francisco or los Atléticos de Oakland. I would like you to write your answer in a full sentence on your whiteboard. So go ahead and have an opinion. You have to choose one. Say either I like the San Francisco Giants or I like the Oakland A's. On your whiteboard, write it out in Spanish. If you like the San Francisco Giants, you would have written something like, me gustan los gigantes de San Francisco. And if you like the Oakland A's, you would have written, me gustan los Atléticos de Oakland. So to recap why you would choose the verbs gusta or gustan in those situations, I would take out a piece of paper to write down some notes. And this is a review of the reasons why you would use either gusta or gustan. So if you have a singular subject like el béisbol, do you like baseball? Or el equipo de béisbol, do you like the baseball team? Those are singular subjects. You are going to use the singular form of the verb. ¿Te gusta el béisbol? Do you like baseball? Sí, me gusta el béisbol. Yes, I like baseball. ¿Te gusta el equipo de béisbol? Do you like the baseball team? No, no me gusta el equipo de béisbol. No, I don't like the baseball team. So you've got a singular subject, you got a singular verb. That actually works just like normal. And then we have the plural subjects, like los gigantes, the giants, that's plural. Los atléticos, the A's, that's plural. And los deportes, sports. That's plural too. And because these subjects would be plural, you're going to use a plural verb, just like normal. It's the way verbs work, right? The verbs and subjects have to match. So if I want to say, do you like the Giants? I would say, ¿te gustan los gigantes? Sí, me gustan los gigantes. Yes, I like the giants. Or maybe you'd answer, no, no me gustan los gigantes. Me gustan los atléticos. No, I don't like the giants. I like the A's. Maybe you might even say, no me gustan los deportes. I don't even like sports. So now we're going to move on to activities. We had just talked about when subjects are things or people, but now I want to talk about when the subject of your sentence is a verb. It's an activity. So imagine that I am a baseball player. Yo soy una jugadora de béisbol. And I probably like to do these things. I'm going to give you a moment to try and remember how to say these activities. Please put them, write them on your whiteboards in the infinitive form. So for this guy, you probably should have written the word batear. And for this lady right here, this would be lanzar la pelota, or maybe tirar la pelota. So if you wanted to say, I'm a baseball player, I like to bat, how would you say that? Would you say me gusta batear or me gustan batear? Go ahead and write down your answer, the full sentence. And write down the full sentence for this as well. I like to throw the ball. How would you write that down? So for this, you should have said, me gusta batear. Me gusta lanzar la pelota. Or maybe, me gusta tirar la pelota. So let's try these. You go ahead and write down the full sentence. What would you choose, me gusta or me gustan? And here we have a guy catching the ball. I'm going to let you try and remember how to say that. And this gentleman here is running. So how would you say, I like to catch the ball and I like to run? So when you're done, raise your whiteboards high so that the substitute can see that you have an answer. So you would say, me gusta atrapar la pelota. It kind of looks like I like to trap the ball. Me gusta atrapar la pelota. And me gusta correr with 2 R's. Actually 3 R's. Correr. And so in this sentence, which is a nice long sentence, pretty sophisticated, I'm sure you guys can come up with sentences like this on your own. I'm going to explain why I like baseball. I'm going to say, I like to play baseball. This is my subject, to play baseball. So what would I choose, gusta or gustan? Can you write that on your boards? So you hopefully said, me gusta jugar baseball porque. And then I like to play baseball because I like to do all these things. I like to batear, lanzar la pelota, atrapar la pelota, y correr. So which verb would you use? It kind of goes against logic, but you would actually use this verb here, gusta, the singular form. Even though you have this big long list of activities, you still use the singular form. I'm going to explain why in the next slide. So return to your notes. I want you to remember these things. First, when you talk about liking an activity, in Spanish you use the infinitive. Those are verbs that end in AR, ER, and IR. And so you can see that here. Me gusta correr, me gusta atrapar la pelota. You keep it in the infinitive form. In English, we don't use the infinitive. We use the ing form. Okay, and that's just a difference between English and Spanish. In Spanish, they use the infinitive. And logically, this makes sense. When you have just one infinitive, correr, you use the singular form of the verb. Me gusta correr. That makes sense. But then what happens when you have 2 or more infinitives? You know what? You still use the singular form of the verb. I've got 2 infinitives here, batear y correr. I'm still going to use the singular form. I know that kind of doesn't make sense, but it is the way it is. Okay, me gusta batear y correr. So therefore, when you use infinitives, even if you've got a million gazillion infinitives, a list of 1,259 infinitives, and you like doing all those infinitives, it doesn't matter how many. You're always going to use the singular form gusta. So that's a very common error. So we're going to practice, practiquemos. And so what I would like you to do is to turn to a neighbor. One of you is going to go first, and I'm going to show a slide, and you're going to ask your neighbor if she likes what's on the slide, and she will answer you. And then on the following slide, you will switch roles. So here you want to ask your neighbor if she likes basketball, and she, of course, will answer. So you should have asked something like, ¿Te gusta el baloncesto? Or ¿Te gusta el basquetbol? You can use either one of these. But you do need to use gusta because it's singular. Baloncesto or basketball would be singular. And your neighbor should have said something like, Sí me gusta el baloncesto. Or No, no me gusta el baloncesto. Okay, so go ahead and switch roles. Now you want to ask if your partner likes the Warriors. That's los guerreros. So you should have asked something like, ¿Te gustan los guerreros? It's plural, gustan, because los guerreros is plural. And your friend should answer, Sí, me gustan los guerreros. Or No, no me gustan los guerreros. Switch turns again. ¿Te gustan los jugadores de los Lakers? Sí, me gustan los jugadores de los Lakers. No, no me gustan los jugadores de los Lakers. Okay, go ahead and switch roles. ¿Te gusta Michael Jordan? Sí, me gusta Michael Jordan. No, no me gusta Michael Jordan. Who doesn't like Michael Jordan? I mean, come on, Space Jam. ¿Te gustan Kobe Bryant y Shaquille O'Neal? Sí, me gustan Kobe Bryant y Shaquille O'Neal. No, no me gustan Kobe Bryant y Shaquille O'Neal. Switch roles again. So this is a little different because it's an activity. ¿Te gusta driblear? Sí, me gusta driblear. No, no me gusta driblear. It's an activity, so I use the infinitive and I use the singular form of the verb. Switch roles this one more time. ¿Te gusta pasar el balón y encestar? Sí, me gusta pasar el balón y encestar. No, no me gusta pasar el balón y encestar. Even though we have two activities here, because they're in the infinitive form, we've got two infinitives, pasar y encestar, you use the singular form of the verb. And that kind of seems like an exception. It doesn't match any logical rules, but it is certainly the way it works in Spanish. So you want to use gusta whenever you use infinitives. So hopefully this has been a good explanation and a good practice as to when to use the singular form of gustar, gusta, versus the plural form of gustar, gustan. To recap, you use the singular form, gusta, with singular subjects and with infinitives, whether it's one infinitive or 90 million infinitives. You use the plural form, gustan, only with plural subjects. Okay? So we're going to move on to another video made by a gentleman, another Spanish teacher, who is going to help you be able to use gustar in new situations and actually talk about other people, not just asking questions and stating your own likes, but actually talking about the likes of other people as well.